So we talked
yeah.
about it already. Now we go
Oh
a bit
yes.
more. So these things were in the arsenal of the Mamluks, older they kept.
Mhm.
But now we start with the things they faced Napoleon. And this was one of these. We talked about this, Mamluk
Yeah, yeah,
Sultanate.
yeah.
And
It's in
yes,
the.
So this was
yes. So we go here and we go to this Murad Bey. This is his personal sword. Let me just go and see if I have put this picture. I haven't forgotten. Oh, I did. Oh no. Oh God, I forgot. I'm sorry, Bede. I forgot that. But okay, there is. I mean, I'm going to integrate it. There is a period painting of Murad Bey with exactly this sword,
Yeah, yeah.
1 to 1.
Because that's
So
a classic sort of that period.
yes, and this is a
Very high
prized
quality
item.
horn.
Yeah, it is a prized item of the museum, sword of Murad
Mm.
Bey. And I have to say this: Egypt wants it back. Okay, but yes, but okay.
Well, you can understand why, but on the other hand, the whole point of stealing something is to have it.
Look at this. Isn't it beautiful, Pete?
Yeah, it's a very elegant shape, and it's interesting because it's not really highly decorated. We've got gold covered metal mounts,
Yes.
um, but the horn on the grip is beautiful, isn't it?
Very beautiful.
Yeah,
Magnificent.
yeah.
Magnificent.
And the crossguard. Look at how elegant the like almost bud pipe ends on it on the quillins. Um,
When I was, talking to Jonathan, who is an expert of Napoleonic era, and as well
mhm.
as the confrontation between French and Nelson, English, and also Murad Bey, and he was quoting that Murad Bey was so dexterous and good at swordsmanship that he could cut an oxen with one sword blow hat, right? Like the Sikhs do in India, right? So he was
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
proud of that. Right? Yeah. So things
I
like
think, well, in the old, we've got to differentiate between the Mamluks of Napoleon's day, who were reconstructed from the Mamluks pre the Turkish
yeah,
conquest,
yeah,
who were original in the sense that they had the full training regimen. And there are uh, paintings and verbal descriptions contemporary with them showing where they would set a table out and they would put a piece of lead on it, so thick. The British eventually started copying this. And the trick was with one sword blow, you had to be able to cut through the lead, but not cut the table.
yes,
So you had to be able to stop and get the sword back before it cut all the way through.
yes,
And this was a skill you trained at. So cutting through an ox is not that far away.
no,
When you think about it, if you train with a specialist sword, I mean, you wouldn't cut through an ox with this sword. This is meant for cutting through a man instead. For an ox, you'd want a bigger, heavier blade, but they were bigger, heavier blades.
yes,
But you just think about when I was at school, uh, one of the prescribed prescribed reading books was the Blue Nile, which had a quite a long section on the Napoleonic conquest of Egypt, and also about Murad Bey and I think it was his son. I'm not sure. So as a young teenager, I read about all this stuff. We're all bored, mindless, because we had no context. This was literature we were reading. It wasn't history. We didn't know the history. We weren't taught about Napoleon's conquest of Egypt or
yes.
Nelson's fight back or the Ottomans' battle at Acre.
Yes.
So yeah, it was completely out of it. But because I remember it, I remember all these stories. How
Pete,
the French soldiers
look
go
at the
on.
fittings now. You can take a better look.
Oh, so that is actually really, actually even the
Scabbard
locket,
mouth is also right.
yeah, That's very much finer work. So it doesn't stand out from a distance. You have to get up close to see it.
That's why I just
Well,
wanted to
that's
show it to you. Yes.
yeah. Thanks for doing that because I would not have realized how finely decorated that was.
Yeah, because if you look at like this, you don't realize. You need to come here. Yeah,
No, no. The other thing I might point out, this is a rare example of a surviving sword from that period. You can see the spring closure at the back of the scabbard
yeah,
where the blade comes out.
yeah.
So there's a little hinge right just above the upper ring,
Yes,
and there's a strip of metal
yes,
that closes the opening that runs from that ring right to the top of the scabbard so that you can get the blade out because it's quite curved. And that little strip of metal has a little tab at the top that fits into
yes.
the crossguard. So when the sword is fully in the scabbard, that closes the back to stop moisture and that getting in. When you pull the sword out, that springs out of the way and
Yes.
dangles down and usually gets broken off. There's a lot of swords that have the broken off piece of that thing there. It's really rare to see one that's intact.
Yes, true. Yes. So you see here is also the shape.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's such fine work that from a distance you can't see it. It's
Yeah, it's
incredible,
really
isn't it?
fine work. Really fine.
Mm.
Okay,
And
they captured
oh,
also axes made of
tabazin and
crucible
maces.
stars in, and also flanged gores mace. Look at this.
Yeah, these are. I mean, this obviously was popular all the way across the Middle East through Iran into northern India. Um,
Yeah,
these axes are just a classic horseman's weapon,
bead look.
beautifully decorated,
Yeah, so nice.
and not to forget Nadir Shah.
I always
Love
fought
the
with an
little
axe,
axe.
mostly.
Yeah, they're so solid. I mean, you know what? They're this long. They're really a. But they've got such weight in the head that if you get hit by it, it's going to do you serious damage. Oh, isn't that a nice mace?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
exactly. This is the mace, yes. Let me just see if I have better pictures. Why does it play with me again? This damn, excuse me, Wabax. Okay, this
Oh,
is the mace. Yes, sorry.
each thing you have to develop skill.
Yeah. This is it's a bit different from Zoom. That's the reason. So this is the
Yeah,
maze. It's beautiful, isn't it, Pete?
yeah, it's very simple, except it's highly decorated where the decoration doesn't get in the way of its function.
Yes. And another axe.
Yeah, that axe is really nice.
Very nice. So, Pete, we move on. Look at the swords there.
Oh, yeah, this is when we're going into the over the top Baroque style, what they sometimes call Ottoman Baroque. I can't remember what the technical term for it is. The inlay of coral and semi-precious stones, that was a fashion that lasted, I don't know how long, maybe 20, 30 years, but it produced some really over-the-top weapons.
Look at this
And
one,
often
Pete.
with, yeah, I know, that's so over the top. You wouldn't think you'd ever use it, but the fact is that it probably has a good blade.
Yeah, they do, definitely.
I
Definitely.
mean, you know,
100%.
the concept of not having a good blade never would occur to anyone.
Pete, look at
Who
the
would be
chain.
crazy enough to? Yeah, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, this is how you show you're rich.
God. Exactly.
Let's be honest, the Ottomans were very rich.
Yeah, they were. Look at this
Mm.
one, Pete.
Again, you could see like 17th century Europeans would have really liked this design.
Yeah, they would have loved it. So far,
Or
they're
18th century.
excuse me, they're Mamluk Egyptian weapons, but we will go and see them
Yeah,
later to French imitations. Look at this one.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's so much of that kind of Baroque style to it, isn't there?
Look at this
It's
one,
got an
Pete.
interest. Yeah, I'm looking at the way they've stitched up the leather.
Yeah,
Um, it's almost like that wire wrap thread that we talked about with
yeah,
Persian swords, but
yeah.
it's on the surface. It's not embedded in the seam.
No,
There's so much,
he's so
uh,
beautiful.
so much modeling of the surface to make it complex, and
Oh, now look at
I
these
think,
three. We show again all together. God.
yeah, you've got two with quite curved blades, and one that's almost straight.
Yeah.
Not straight, but almost straight.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
And look at these ones, Bede.
Ah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that's
Huh?
interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So
Look
the
at
bottom one is the classic, like 18th century, 19th century killage,
yes,
with the two rings like an Arab sword would have, rather than having the two
yes,
in line.
yes,
And parts of its suspension. This is very similar to suspensions going back to the like
yes,
late
yes,
17th century,
yes,
early 18th century,
yes,
where the kind of knotted pieces of cord with covered with leather and then embroidered and all kinds of things. Whew,
yes.
standards.
I know you will like them. Ottoman took, yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
Mamluks used them, of course, as part of Ottoman Empire, of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is part of the regimental system that the Ottomans and the Mamluk shared. When I saw these in paintings long before I saw photographs of real ones. And when you see photographs of real ones and realize all the incredible plaiting of the different colored horsehairs, it's just so much work to make one of these.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
Look at
they,
this speed.
they must have, yeah, they must have cost a fortune to make.
Yeah.
See, everybody thinks about what's on top, like the metalwork on top, and says, "Oh, yeah, that's." But when you look really closely, it's all of this braiding and weaving and whatever of the horsehair
Oh,
is amazing.
everything, not only the top, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at this speed. Look at, oh God.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the amount of work.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. It's magnificent. Beautiful. Really.
Yeah. And these were really important in the army,
Yeah.
whether you're in the Mamluk army, the Ottoman army.
Okay. We are not going to spend time on Napoleon, but that's his remains, right? In Musée de l'Armée, right? So it's his tomb. And you can see also very beautiful paintings on him, right? So it is. And then his, his horse, one of his horse, Vizier or Vazir is there. He's in the Musée de l'Armée, right? Here, you
A
see?
present from Selim III.
Yes. Beautiful, huh? Look, that was his favorite horse. He had many horses, but this one was his favorite. So he's there. And this one is for you. Stirrups he used.
Wow.
Yeah. Look.
Very
I took
much
them for you because I know you are interested in this, right? Look.
Yeah. They're very, very much. They look a bit European, but the shape is very much more to the Persian end than, say, the Ottoman end.
Yes.
But then the Ottomans used two types of stirrups: this type and the big shoe-shaped stirrup.
Look.
And they that's much more French bitwise.
Yes.
See the curb chain which goes under the horse's chin. That one then's got a chain that go to another chain that goes to the two bars of the bit. That's very, very European. Ooh,
okay.
That's
this one we already talked about it, Pete. Do you remember? This is from Klingenthal. That was Mamluk-style.
Yeah.
Now
when they thought it was that's right. When they thought it was a continuous curve and didn't realize it was straight and then curved.
Yes.
This
is okay. First of all, a French made Mamluk officer saber around 1800. It's made. Look at this. This is French. It's unbelievable. Look.
But this they've actually captured the shape correctly.
Yes.
The fittings are very, very attractive.
When I was talking with a colleague about that, and he said, "What the hell?" I said, "What? Is this French?" I said, 100%. The blade, everything is French. And he said, "Oh God, thanks that you show it to me. Otherwise, I would have categorized it as Ottoman." I said, "No, this is not Ottoman."
Oh yeah. This is the really weird thing when Europeans fell in love with these styles.
Yeah,
They went into it fully. I mean, we're used to things like general officer swords,
yeah.
which are Mamluk hilted and that, but they're very much in a you know simplified style. Whereas this, uh, in Germany in the 1700s,
Yeah.
they mounted Ottoman swords with more elaborate hilts than that, but still in the same style. So lions' heads and all this kind of stuff. Yes, I think Dresden has a few of them.
And it is important to have these from museums like Musée de l'Armée, from Hermitage, because then we can have real information. Because when you imagine we don't without this information, a similar sword lands in an auction house, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have this information to compare, you know? You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah. I mean, you'd look at it and think, well, there's certain features of the decoration that are very European, but the shape is really,
You see?
Mamluk
Yeah.
or Ottoman.
Read, look at the hat,
Yeah,
look at the pommel.
yeah.
Is it a lion?
It's a lion with the chain, holding the chain in its mouth, which is they call it a knuckle guard. I often wonder if it's more to stop you dropping the sword, because I don't think it'd give you very much protection if
No,
a
no, it's
blade
for
was coming at
dropping.
your
Yeah,
hand.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later on, then they invented
Yes.
rigid, well, actually, long before this, but they
Let me
went
shape
to
here
rigid things. Yeah, the shape is nicely done.
nicely.
The thing that you notice in European shapes is you have decorations on the end of the shape,
Yeah.
whereas, say, an Ottoman or a Persian one, it would just be a smooth curve or
Yes.
just cut off.
Yes.
Uh,
Pete, look at
and
the.
too many rings.
Yes, exactly.
They should have made up
Just
their
in
mind.
case.
Which kind of suspension are we going to use?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking about. Oh, maybe we put all rings so we can decide how I'm going to hang it, right?
Oh, it's yeah. But I mean, there's all different ways you could hang a sword. So maybe they're just, in one suspension we do it one way, and another we do it another way. See
Okay.
that bottom? Well, those
We are going
that
to
general
talk
officer
about
sword.
all of them. Just and
Mm,
I will show you pictures, close-ups of all. These are all made in Klingenthal and in Versailles for the Mamluk
mm,
unit, right?
yeah.
So they're all of them are French blades, all of them
Hmm.
with French fittings. Look at even the dagger. Look at the dagger, that Ottoman style. But this is
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
unbelievable.
it's exceptionally nicely done there.
Yeah, we go and look at it.
Speaking of the swords, if you look at the three swords there,
Yeah,
the top sword has a Ottoman Mamluk curvature. The
yeah,
second sword is yeah, it's pretty much the same, but the bottom sword has got the continuous curve, which is the attempt of Europeans to
yes,
improve
yes.
on killages or chantries, or maybe just misunderstood them.
Okay, this is the famed Captain Renault, right? His saber.
Hmm.
And this is this courageous French who was leading the Mameluke forces in the Imperial Guard. That's the famed
Hmm.
Renault. That's his guys. That's his saber. Courageous man, right? That's what makes this museum exceptional. That's his saber, guys.
Yeah, yeah, you can associate it with a particular person.
Yeah. Look at this.
And they're not all kings and emperors. I mean, the problem with, say, like the Hermitage, at least half of them belong to the Tsar.
Yes, it's
Because,
true. And when you read, I mean, I'm going to put it later on, talk about each one of these characters, not with Bede, because it's going to be very long. But how
mhm,
courageous this man was. He led many, I put some information here, always fighting with Mamelukes as a French captain in front line. Very courageous man. But Napoleon had many of these men in his, and then look at the
oh yeah,
handle.
yeah, yeah. There was,
Look at the handle.
yeah. But notice what that they didn't understand.
Mhm.
There's no shape piece to fit the bottom of the langet of the crossguard
Yeah.
on the scabbard. It's
Yeah.
just smooth.
Yes.
Even in a Persian one, where they don't have a metal fitting there, there's an indentation.
Yes.
The handle of that is a beautiful shape, though. Is
Yes.
very much in the Mamluk Ottoman style. The ring is a bit weird,
Look
but
at the blade.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that see we're completely adopting into that culture. We've said, oh, we don't want to put Islamic quotations here. We'll put something of our own, but we've got to have a decoration there to match the originals.
Yes. Look at the beauty. Yeah.
Mm. It's a really interesting sword. As I say, it's a smooth curve, so it's not going to be a very effective sword, but
Very beautiful.
maybe
I mean,
maybe
that's
it's
with
not
this
too
sword.
extreme.
This is his sword where he even fought with it, right? So this is this famed
Yeah,
Renault,
yeah.
right?
These are people put their lives on the line.
Yes. This is again another one for the Imperial Guard, and this is the first time. And do you remember when we talked about it's made in Klingenthal, the Coulot
Hmm.
brothers? Do you remember we talked about
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah,
They made this
yeah.
sword.
Ah,
You see, the famed Coulot
so you
brothers.
can see it's it's hasn't quite got the details right. Like the the grip is slightly. It's not quite. It's. If you look at the way it swells towards the crossguard, this is very much like you would see in a French saber
Yes,
of the time.
yes,
So it's a compromise.
yes.
Uh, but they really tried to get, the design, but they've said, well, we prefer to do it this way. So even the pommel, look how the pommel's fitted. It's got a rivet through the tail of the pommel where it goes down the back of the handle. Um, but they really were impressed by these weapons, weren't they? They really liked the design.
Yes. And this is another one. Again, Coulot brothers from the famed
Mm.
Klingenthal made this. Look at this one.
Yeah, yeah. Again, they've got this kind of feel. I think this one is more successful than the other one in the sense that it's more organic. The curve flows better. I think it's just might be my prejudice, but who
Yeah.
doesn't have prejudices about things?
Now look at this. These are
Oh,
also
so this
made.
is maces they've made
Yes,
and
they made for
tabazins.
Imperial Guard. Look at this tabarzin they made. Mamluk axe. I
Hmm.
I find it lovely. They issued the weapons they liked for them.
I mean, this is a really. You go to this country, you beat their army, and then you come back with all the booty and that, and you say, "Oh, I really like the shape. I want one of these." And then you've got a whole army corps. Well, it's not an army corps; it's a regiment or something. Um, and we decide we'll equip them just like the guys before, but we will make our own.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. It's
I love it, really. Then they started, they're so courageous, and Napoleon wanted to have them. They went even to Spain to fight, and the Spanish hated them, it's clear, because you know why, because of
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Well,
And let's not go into detail there because it gets heated. But then the thing is, oh, we like them so much, and they want to have their own weapons, so we make for them. So they started,
yeah,
so lovely. I mean, that's why I
mm.
like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Well,
didn't say you have to use our weapons. They made for them, right? That's what I find it
yeah,
so
yeah,
interesting. You know?
yeah. It's just really strange.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you guys are good. We'll do this. We'll make this for you.
Yeah. You
But we'll
see?
do it with our design ethic. Because
Yes.
whereas this is clearly a functional tabazin, but it's
Yes.
very, very much
Yes.
imperial
Yeah, it
Napoleonic
is. No,
design.
definitely. The shape, you can
Yeah,
tell. You can tell.
yeah, yeah. But they've said, well, we've got metal bits here and metal bits here, and we'll
And you
decorate them the
know,
way we want
in
it to.
that period, they made gores for them. They made
Yeah,
mace.
that's actually probably quite effective too.
Yes, it
Bear
is.
in mind, nobody's wearing armor at this stage except for cuirassiers,
Yes. Look at
and
this
they
thing.
were. Yeah, so
It's unbelievable.
it's yeah, that's yeah, it's
You
very
know, imagine
solid.
the order came, make, I don't know, 1,000 gores, mace. And they
Mhm.
said, why are we making this? But this is an order,
Yeah,
and they made it.
yeah. No, it's so crazy. It's wonderful.
Crazy, huh? But you know, look at this now. They also made daggers. Again, Kulov
Yeah,
brothers made this dagger, Klingenthal.
that I think would be very effective. That particular
Get this.
Sanjar.
Honestly, if you forget now the steel, which is not made of crucible steel, is pattern welded steel, by the way. They're excellent in that. But we have also pattern welded blades from Ottoman Empire. You know that, right? Now
Oh yeah,
imagine,
I've got a pattern welded blade from Northern India,
yeah, exactly. You know, Pete, now look,
particularly well made.
Pete, look, such a thing enters the market with such beautiful, gilding, with a pattern welded blade as it is, and is made by these famed Kulop brothers. And someone comes and says, this is Ottoman. You understand what I want to say? Did you
Yeah.
get what I want to say, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. People would say, oh yeah, or at best they would say it was made to an Ottoman order in Europe if they knew it was European.
Exactly. That's what they say.
They
Very
wouldn't
good.
think it
Yeah.
was made for a part of the French army that Napoleon had recruited in Egypt.
Yes. Again, Pete, let's just stress it because we have stressed it again and again. That is why museums like Hermitage, Musée de l'Armée are important for us. That's
Yeah,
why they're
yeah.
important for us.
It's
And not
that's the whole
every
thing.
museum, Pete, or museums in Tehran, in Iran, military museum, because they come from royal collection. Guys, I respect all museums, but there is a difference if a museum has bought most of its collections from auctions. I'm not saying it's wrong, B, but then it is like a
Mhm.
private collection, right? It
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
one has to say
Unless,
that
unless the things are very, clearly
clearly. Yes,
um, delineated, like they're inscribed and things like that.
yes,
And I mean, if you look through the Met's descriptions on things, a lot vaguer because they don't want to commit themselves to saying that this is
yeah,
one of these when they
yeah,
don't have that kind of provenance.
yes.
If they've got the provenance, they're quite happy.
You
And
know,
I think
B, do you know why
that's
I'm
what you got to
saying
do.
that? Before going to Musée de l'Armée and seeing this that they made for this corpse, there were some, even in France, there were some very beautiful collections of the Oriental arms and armor. And then I saw daggers. They wrote "Made in France, but Ottoman order." Made in Italy, Ottoman order. And back then I said, yeah, okay, why did they do that? Right? After I saw them, I said, oh God, we need to revise and see what was going on. You know what I mean, Pete?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that exactly that you pointed out, right?
yeah, yeah. Because the fact is that there were things made to Ottoman order, but there are these things which are entirely different.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's where we've got to kind of draw the line and say, well, wait a minute, this is more complex than we first thought.
yeah, yeah. Pete, you saw
And
that, for example, the Shinsky collection, I think on this channel, but we are going to talk about it much more in the future. There are Ottoman made daggers in the same shape, in the same, the
oh
same.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
very
because they're trying to make their Mamluk um, soldiers feel comfortable.
yeah.
So we're trying to do. I mean, this is a whole different attitude. Uh, do you make everybody look the same, or do you do special cores have special things?
Yeah.
And
This is
and
called a
this,
real integration and not assimilation.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is yeah. I noticed it when I was reading French accounts of their North African cavalry that particularly the higher officers wanted to keep all what they saw the good features of the North Africans.
Yeah.
So bring the good stuff in. Don't try and turn them into kind of copies of French cavalrymen who the French cavalry generals did not have a high opinion of their own cavalry. This is in the 18 of the
Pete,
late
look at
1800s,
this.
really.
Pete, do you remember when we
Is
were talking about Klingenthal and Coulot brothers and the rest, how they
Mm.
made these decorations? They were because the museum gives lots of information, right? Remember that?
Yeah,
So beautiful.
but
Look
yeah,
at
you can
this.
see they've kind of really captured the aesthetic,
Yeah.
and like in the late 1700s, European style trophies of arms and that
Yeah.
were used on Ottoman things. So it's not, you might look at that and say, oh, that's out of place. But if you look at some Ottoman medals and that, like Nelson was given a medal by the Sultan
Yes.
and all this kind of stuff, it's just not very far away from what they were really doing. So it's got a good feel about it. I do like the handle of that though.
Yes. They
I
have
think
also
that's a beautiful.
simpler version for that. That was what for
Well,
officers, and this is for the others. Look at this one.
yeah, enlisted. Yes. No, it really nice. It's interesting to see how far back this kind of integration of different styles
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Um,
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
yeah, it's really, really quite nice.
And these are also
Ah, pistol holsters. Yes.
yes, but these are also made by in Klingenthal or in Versailles. This one was made in Versailles for the Mamelukes, right? So
Yeah.
they
Well,
tried.
the thing being is that this was a common thing. Well, these were this style of holster was invented in Europe, and then it went to the Ottomans and the Mamluks and came, and now it is back again.
Yes.
So because the pistols were quite long,
Yes.
and the at this time they would have been flintlocks before they were wheel locks,
Yes.
and they weren't small weapons,
Yes.
uh, and they were used at very close range, and they would blow a hole through anything in front of them. Assuming um, I saw someone talking about this on a YouTube thing, talking about when the horse is galloping and they're not accurate to start off with, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but people did accurate archery on horseback. It's not impossible to shoot a pistol accurately within the limits of the precision that the pistol can shoot at. So you can't, you know, you couldn't have one of these long horse pistols and shoot somebody 100 yards away. That would be a miracle. But you probably, if you were good and it was a well-made pistol, be able to hit somebody at, say, maybe 15 to 20 meters.
Yes, 15, 20. I agree.
And that would be quite impressive. I mean, you shoot, you drop it in the holster, you shoot the other one, you drop it in the holster, and then you're within sword range, and
yes. Pete, look at
yeah.
the engraving on this and the silver.
Is that so? That's silver. So rather than being embroidered, which I would have thought the originals would have been, it's silver. That's a real show-off thing.
Yes.
See, these, incidentally, for people who don't know, these fit over the pommel of the saddle and sit in front of your thighs on the horse when you're riding. In the original style European ones, they had straps that would go onto the breast strap around the horse's chest to hold them
Pete, do
facing
you
down.
remember we saw, not like this, but we saw holsters on that Mamluk horse armor. Do you remember too?
Yeah, that shows you exactly where they went. So I mean, you see engravings of people from the Middle East with 3 or 4 pistols stuck in their belts, because if you fall off your horse, you've still got your pistols. But this type of pistol was attached to the saddle because you just used them in the charge, and then you put them back and got your sword out. It wasn't like a personal weapon. It was part of the whole horse attack mode.